Hello, Never Seen It family. This is your old pal Trent here, sitting here with Betsy.
As always, it's me.
If you're confused about what this is not a regularly scheduled episode of the Never Seen It show. However, this is going to be a preview of things that you guys are missing out on over on our Patreon that we launched just last month.
We made it through a whole month of January and you haven't come over to hang out with us yet? Well, let's just fix that. Let's tell you what's going on over there.
Give you a little taste of the FOMO. We launched 4 brand new shows, like we said. For our Never Seen It Movie Club show, we covered the movie Children of Men.
For our second show, Real Love, we covered a movie that is very near and dear to us. We watched Crazy Stupid Love.
It's the movie that we watched on our very first date.
Not to give you too many details.
Yep. The third show is called Box Set, where we're going to watch an entire series of movies. We're watching the entirety of the Dark Knight trilogy, starting off with Batman Begins.
And for the very first time, we fired up the Wayback Machine, which sent us to January of 1985, where we watched Beverly Hills Cop.
For the first time, for me anyway. So those are our 4 brand new shows. We also threw in some bonus content for you all. We posted a reaction episode after the Oscar nominations came out. We also, every so often, we're going to throw in some stuff. I think I mentioned this before. We put out a little thing that we're calling Is This Thing On? Which is a series of very short moments where Betsy and I are doing a mic check before we start recording. And it's just little fun things that we throw in there.
Solid gold content, baby.
For the one in January, we did a bunch of stuff where we're kind of singing. So, hey, enjoy that? Question mark. But anyway, of course, all this and more is on patreon.com/neverseenitpod. For $5 a month, you get access to this entire catalog of content.
So enjoy the following clips so you can see what you're missing out on. And then sign up so you don't miss out any further.
We'll see you on Patreon.
However, I will say this is not a making out kind of movie, so
No.
an interesting choice to grab on a date.
I have no idea who, decided to watch that.
I'll bet it was you. I'll bet you were the one that was like, I'm misreading this situation.
Or maybe I wanted to test her to see, hey, are you gonna be my type of person? And clearly not.
Clearly not. Because this is a depressing movie,
Yeah.
but it's also a really beautiful, inspiring kind of movie.
Yeah, going back to how layered this movie is. Not only is this a movie that you could teach about, cinematography and editing and, acting.
And screenplay,
Yeah,
writing.
I would say the most interesting thing about this movie is its world building.
And the two of them together doesn't sound like it should work, but it works so perfectly that they're just really on fire in the few scenes they have together. I haven't watched this movie in a while, and I'm gonna be honest, I forgot they're not really the main focal point. They are not together for very long in this.
And you would think that they would be, because a normal romantic comedy kind of a movie, it is the 2 young, hot people who have all these misunderstandings. They have all of their misadventures together and apart. You would think that would be the focus of a movie like this, but it's really not. And I would say them 2 meeting for the first time, they don't go together. They really don't, because she's the cynical one, and he is the guy who's just trying to pick up a woman. She's the professional. She's going to be a lawyer, and I have no idea what he does. We still don't by the end of the movie.
He says something in very passing conversation about his dad being a successful businessman.
Right.
That's
And
literally
that's
all
how-
you get.
And that's how he got his money.
Yeah, it's very, very vague. It just kind of looks like he has money and has nothing else to do than to help guys buy suits that fit better
Right.
and pick up women in bars.
Right. And of course, we can't finish this off without saying probably one of the nominees for Best Leading Actor in a Motion Picture from last year, Cillian Murphy, is the Scarecrow.
Yeah, by the time this airs, I think the nominations will be out in a few days. So we'll know by the time we do The Dark Knight whether this man has an Oscar nomination.
And Cillian Murphy is in all 3 of them.
I forgot.
I had to remind you right before we sat down here that, yeah, Cillian Murphy is at the very first part of the second movie.
Which I remembered.
Yep. He is also the judge on this weird tribunal that is sending people off to the frozen lakes or whatever the fuck.
When the criminals
river.
take over Gotham in the third one, he is in charge of this kangaroo court, and I totally forgot he was in it. But he auditioned to be Batman.
Right.
We watched an audition video that he did not that long ago because of Oppenheimer, another movie he's done with Christopher Nolan. He's done a few at this point. Stuff like that has been coming out. These guys have now worked together, known each other for 19 years. And he was very, very close to playing this role. He was almost Batman, to the point that they had screen tests. They had him playing opposite some of the women playing Rachel, but he didn't quite have what they were looking for this character at the time they were making it. But he's so fucking good, they found something else for him to do. Mostly, okay, the one that we know is the fucking soundtrack.
Yeah.
That 30-second, minute-long track that you hear a dozen times in this movie.
I was going to say it was probably around a dozen times.
I know that they sampled that for some, 2000s dance track. It's been referenced in all kinds of TV shows and, cartoons and just, I don't know. I feel like this is one people reference a lot, even if I don't realize it, because I haven't seen this movie except the one time before this.
Yeah, it's generic 80s synth track number 5, but it's so iconic that everybody kind of knows it. It's in the culture.
I will say I didn't feel like it was generic synth music, even though that's probably how you could define this whole soundtrack. I thought it slapped. I thought that the entire soundtrack is incredible in this movie.
But I'll tell you what, talking about that song that we keep on referencing, nobody, I bet nobody could ever name, number one, the name of the track, or number two, the name of the dude who made it.